Grab Chandler Rose.
Oh.
All right. Well, welcome in, as the title said, to the State of the Fat Beans Summit, the first of its kind. So, this is going to be kind of a unique show in that a lot has changed as far as the last 3 months.
Ready to take off of the chair.
The band's getting ready to take off. But a lot's changed in the show over the last couple of months. Really, the lot's changed in what we've been planning, from me just roasting coffee and kind of we started roasting in the kitchen and we moved now down here to the basement, and a lot's changed. So we just wanted to kind of open it up to all the beanheads and just give you guys an idea of like what we're thinking, where we're going, just a real casual conversation. Paul Brogren, Brogren is getting it off, started with us with the Arkansas update. Brogan, I think you were the only person of anybody in our sphere that was rooting for Arkansas.
That's why we are on a little late. We were watching the game. Sorry, we were all cheering for Oral Roberts.
I was actually cheering for Arkansas because well, Paul, he set up a bracket, and
Oh, yeah.
so Paul set up a bracket, final, I mean, a NCAA bracket, and because we're millennials, we share a lot of the same logins using our Google accounts. Well, P. Brogan was logged into my ESPN and ended up signing up his tournament, that his paid for tournament, using my ESPN login. So he asked me, he's like, "Hey, would you be wanting to be a part of this tournament and sign up and give me $20?" And I was like, "Sure, but your team has to be called the Fat Beans Coffee Lab." So the Fat Beans Coffee Lab had Arkansas winning tonight. So
They needed that. And B. Mifsud, that comment made me laugh.
Muhammad Ali versus Blake Landholm. Blake Landholm in the first round. Facts. So, anyway, this is the state of the Fat Beans. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that have been going on. We're going to talk about the Twitch show, kind of how we feel about the Twitch show. More importantly, how you guys feel about the Twitch show, because you guys are the Twitch show. I'm just the guy that shows up on your phones.
You're the host.
The host.
Yep.
I'm the captain of this ship. If I'm the captain, I'm that boat. I'm that Suez boat. Just got it crashed. So don't let
That's not good.
I'm not the captain. No. It's amazing that Julia's better at pronouncing my surname than you when you lived in the same room. I think lived in the same room as you, B. Mifsud,
Not very good at that.
is I think my clothes lived with you. I don't think I stayed in the same room as you that first semester.
Why?
B. Misfit is he's an interesting roommate. He kept very late hours.
Oh.
And
Hard to track down, I think, is.
no, I always knew where he was. He was in
Oh.
the room laughing when I was trying to sleep. I don't even remember that well. I'm glad you've been able to amnesia that out of your life, B. Misfit. But nope, you are the first person other than my brother that I ever lived with. So
Aw, that's.
shout out to B. Misfit. So those of you kind of wondering the connections here, B. Misfit will be our first international viewer when he heads back to Europe. Whenever. Honestly, I don't know. Like,
Who knows? Like I said, hard guy to track down.
I think that's my dream. My dream someday. I already watched this in
Oh.
Mexico. Well,
So we already have an international viewer.
we have
That's pretty awesome.
so many Texas viewers. I think Mexico is just Texas South.
Yeah.
How does Brandon have a star in front of his name? That's a good question, P. Brogan, and that brings up probably the first place I
Yeah.
want to take our conversation. So we are now affiliated through Twitch. Now you might be like, what does that mean? You've always been on Twitch. I've been watching you. In fact, the only thing that seems to have changed over the last 2 weeks is there's commercials now. Well, Twitch is a business. So there are people who use this as a monetary stream. There's a lot of different ways to monetize Twitch. So the first way that Twitch will monetize streamers is just like YouTube. If there's a video or a stream that a lot of people are viewing, what Twitch will do is they'll put ads on there. So if you just go to Twitch for free, like we've been doing the whole time, Twitch is eventually going to start charging ads if there is a level of viewership. And it's not really that high of a level of viewership. In fact, we hit the viewer level for Twitch pretty early on. It's just an average of 3 viewers. So once you're drawing any sort of traction on Twitch, they're going to really start trying to monetize that. Once we got to 50 viewers, then I was affiliated. Now, this does open some options for me as a streamer, because all of the revenue streams that Twitch has available to them now becomes open to me. So yes, when the ads play, I get 1 penny. So if someone goes back and watches my video, I get 1 penny every time someone watches. So,
That.
but what B Misfit has is that means that he's a subscriber. In fact, B Misfit was gifted a subscription by Lisa MB. So Lisa MB, and that's why she has the little gift with the number 1, because she's gifted 2 subscriptions. Subscription is a monthly thing that you sign up for. I believe it's like $3 or $4 a month. It's not like a subscription in that, yeah, Ed is Paul. It's not a subscription in the sense that you are signed up for anything. You have to actually physically keep have to you have to keep subscribing every month. But B Misfit is subscribed. So with that, he has no commercials and he has access to our emotes. And what an emote is just like an emoji that I create for the stream. So here is the emote that we have.
P. Brogren, what do you think about that offer?
Deal.
Yeah,
P. Brogren's probably a Cowboys fan now.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. So what you've just got a little bit of eye candy, and
There you go.
just like that, B Misfit, thank you for the subscription. And there goes the emote. That emote is called Beanman1. So P. Brogan, enjoy it because it's now yours for the rest of the month.
So can he now use that? Is that
Yeah.
how this works?
So
Okay.
now when you go into if you click the little emoji character, you now have access to Beanman1. As we get more and more subscribers, I'll be able to open up more subscriptions. So thanks to that, B Misfit.
Yeah.
Thanks for paying it back, paying it forward. We are for nothing here on the Twitch. We are we're a family.
That emoji wisely, Paul.
Or just there it is. And
There.
that's the legendary Beanman1 emoji. So enjoy it. Thank you, B Misfit, for that. So that is actually a partial revenue stream. Now, P. Brogren, to answer further your questions, because Twitch is owned by Amazon, if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free Twitch subscription a month. So if you do have Amazon Prime and you're not subscribed anywhere else on Twitch, you can just when you go to subscribe, it will say Twitch subscriber. Prime subscriber, and you will be a Prime subscriber. So if you look at my name, I have a little blue crown. So I have a camera, which means I'm the host. I'm obviously subscribed to my own channel because that's the perks of being the host. And furthermore, I have a little crown. I have a crown, and that means that I'm a Twitch. I Twitch subscribe through Prime. So if any of you out there have Prime subscriptions,
there you go.
and just that JMCD, he went ahead and bit the bullet. Now he is a part of the Swag Beans Club, Beanhead Aficionado Elite. So that's honestly probably the quickest way to eliminate ads. And so I don't know the price. I think it's like $4 or $5. I think there's sales and there's anything else. If you're wondering what I get like half. So every time you do that, I get like $2. And honestly, that's more than we've ever asked anyone to do because we never really built the Twitch show to be a monetary stream. It's more of, as the title says, it's more of a vlog, a video blog of me and my process. The very reason I got into this, and I know when I told you about it, you're like, what the hell is that? Like, this sounds like...
I have no idea what Twitch is. Never heard of it.
I think B Misfit might be the only person who watches us that has ever even remotely seen what Twitch is.
Well, I know he has, but I don't think that's true because I believe Lisa MB and Vegetable Beard
They were, and that's why.
well versed also.
Okay, and that's why they, were able to kind of navigate it so well. But I just wanted to kind of video my experience. So as a roasting, it helps to be able to go back and watch myself, just to watch if anything went wrong. First, it was for insurance purposes. So if I lit the basement on fire, I would be able to show it to the insurance company and tell them that I'm not an arsonist. I actually did light my basement on fire using roasting coffee.
That's reassuring.
I
didn't know that piece of it.
I haven't checked the policy or anything to see if I'm allowed to roast coffee down here, but I do. Now it's on tape.
Great. So now it doesn't matter. We won't get our money back anyway.
So I just indicted myself. But more importantly, I just wanted to video blog it. And one of my coworkers, she heard me kind of talking about it at the lunchroom one day. So she bought me a ring light and a stand for my phone. Came down here one time in December and just started filming it. She and another coworker were the first two people to watch it. And it was kind of cool being able to talk to them while I was roasting. And so I was like, okay, I like that. I like that if people want to, they can come talk to me. I naturally talk to myself anyway, so I was gonna be talking no matter what. So
And I know you said from the very beginning it helped pass the time a little,
yeah,
keep you busy.
and that's because I actually, and I don't think I ever told you this, but at a school conference one time, I met a random teacher from I think Eudora or some one of those towns west of here, but still close enough that it's in the major metroplex. And he's like, I was a coffee roaster, and I was like, you got to tell me everything. And he's like, I'll tell you one thing. You'll, he's just a random guy, and he's like, it's boring. And he's like, 'cause I love coffee, I loved roasting, but he's like, it's a job. Like
Yeah.
if 9 people order something, you got to go down there and you have to roast coffee for 9 people.
Yeah.
If you have a big roaster, cool, you can do it, one time. But he's like, if you don't want to invest $40,000 into a business and you have a small roaster, you're down there roasting coffee for people. And when I started talking with people, I was like, okay, if I can come down here and just kind of shoot the breeze, I can do that. And then what it kind of morphed into was we built this kitchen, and this is an entire custom job that I did. This used to be a pretty gross space in our basement. Still, see the old stack there. But what we did is I started building this, and you're both always very supportive of it, even though I think sometimes I start doing stuff down here, especially, and you're just
And just let him go. Let him be.
So we just built it, and I was like, well, what I'll do is I'll brew stuff and I'll roast stuff, and if people have questions about coffee, and if people want to know how I roast, and then what kind of clicked in my head was, what if people wanted to see their coffee being roasted? And what that became was, we live probably 6 or 7 blocks from a pretty popular farmers market. Well, as popular as farmers markets are right now, but we live really close to a farmers market. So I was like, what if one day we did the Twitch show, but at the farmers market? So we did the Twitch show, but as people in the farmers market would be watching their beans get roasted too. And that was always like our goal. So we're like, okay, now we have to get into this farmers market. But
And this farmers market, it's very large, and we go every Saturday typically. And there is one, not even a tent. It's one place there that serves coffee already brewed. There's no one that serves coffee bean. This was something totally new for the farmers market that we thought really well with.
yeah, so I was like, it's specialty, and that's kind of what it drives into. It's kind of a more of a hoity-toity market. So I was like, there's not a lot you can do. Like, we do specialty beans, and I talk a lot about specialty beans on here. All that means is that they score 80 or above. And if you go to Starbucks, you're not drinking specialty coffee, because they don't usually buy their coffee on a market. So all the coffee is sold just like all grain is sold. It's not really, they don't divide things up. It's just, it comes from its country of origin. So it all comes in from Brazil, and it all gets sold at the same price. What they've done in the last 20 years especially is they've made deals outside of the New York Stock Exchange where bags are coming in from local farmers. Farm to gate is what's called. That is where they can control the best coffee, the highest tier coffee. And Americans and Europeans and Asian markets are all starting to glom onto it, because they're like, wow, coffee actually tastes a whole lot better than the random stuff. So we just do specialty here. Now, specialty, artisan, small batch, all of those are just code words for you can't run a massive scale thing, because it's an economy thing. If you're going to have to hire full-time employees, you have to get your inputs down.
And when you talk about the grading or the scale, what did you say, 80 and above? That's essentially how they're rating the quality.
Okay,
right?
So 80 is good quality. Anything above 93 is generally unheard of. So it's actually like a 13-point scale. And if you're asking, is there a difference between 80 and 85? There's a huge difference. Fruity coffee, like really, really delicate coffee, stuff you'll see in the 91s, those are insanely high. Do you have to hire a babysitter to do the stream? We did. We had to bring our in-laws over. So JMCD and his subscription, he's actually upstairs watching our kids while we're down here.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Jeannie Lynn McDonald. I don't know if she's on yet. She's upstairs as well.
Yeah, that's the full scale truth. We had no. I told her, I was like, you got to call your parents over here. We're not
Yeah.
gonna be able to do the stream. We've tried to do these in the past at 8:30 when both of our boys' bedtime is. And they seem to know we're on
I was
film.
gonna say it depends on the night. Some nights we'll have both of them in bed, out, no big deal by 8:30. Other nights, the older one
No, they know we're.
takes a little more effort, and he seems to be when we have something to do at 8:30. He is not about that 8:30 bedtime.
They know we're on the stream.
Yeah, our oldest one can a lot of times hear us in the basement, but he'll know that we're down here, or that Brian's down here. Usually it's just Brian, and he wants to watch.
Sorry, the big guy needs his medicine. This
So,
is a.
Before we move on from the topic of grading and all of that, tell everyone. So you said that 80 and above is good. Anything over 93 is unheard of. What typically is the grading of beans that you're selling for Fat Beans Coffee?
So because I go to a company called Sweet Maritas, and they're a pretty reputable place. They do get the habit of being a little bit more expensive, and when I say more expensive, maybe 30 cents more a pound than what some of the more competitive ones are doing. In that note, I've never done anything less than 86% down here. So I've never bought coffee that has scored 86 or lower. And that is that's just what I'm always going to do. So when I'm going to set my prices, we're going to start selling coffee to people who want it. Like, that's a fact. And when we do that, I'm just going to set the prices to make sure that A, I can get the best coffee beans possible, and B, we don't have to cut any corners. And I think that is something I'm never going to waver on, because that is the one thing that people in our area, people in our sphere, they just don't have access to that. Now, I know.
So it is really important to you that the quality of coffee bean is high.
Right. I mean, Pete Brogren, you have that in Onyx, but really here in Kansas City, they don't have it. They have one in the form of Messenger, and Messenger is specialty, but it's just not small batch. So what?
Yeah.
So I figured I would just do small batch, and I would see where it takes me.
So Jeannie Lynn is doing the real work. JMCD 311 is drinking a beer.
Drinks?
I was gonna say that sounds better than what she's doing.
Get your drinks out, kids. We'll be
How
drinking
come
coffee.
I didn't get a star like Pete Brogren? Yours says first. I'm not sure what that means.
That means that you just were one of the founders. So
Ooh.
you two were both gifted subs, but because you were a founder, you were one of the first people to shovel up your own dough. So
So you get a-
congratulations.
Yeah, okay. And then Brandon has a little present next to his because he gifted one.
So Brandon has that, and his friend Gingy.
Nice.
You recommend we go and should we just go and raid Gingy? So thanks. See, B Misfit, he can really be your Sherpa of the Twitch world.
Yeah, B-Miff said you should be our guide. Help us.
Misfit.
Can I just call him Brandon?
No.
Everyone knows now, right?
Call him Glenn.
Yeah, he can help us navigate all of this.
Gingy's not streaming now. He's probably wandering around Thailand looking for ladyboys. Well, hope he finds them.
Yeah, Gingy, I hope. Gingy, find what you're looking for.
We've heard that Thailand has them. We'll trade a star for a first. I mean,
I don't think trading is part of it.
if you pony up next month, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you'll still be one of the first 10 people. So I think your options are not limited.
So what are you drinking?
So this is a Kenyan that I did. kind of played around with it a little bit. It's a fruity coffee, so I took it light. If you checked out the stream on Thursday, yeah,
So you might have talked about this at some point, but it seems to me like
shoot from the hip.
a lot of the beans that you get from Africa, I'm thinking the Ethiopian, the Kenyan, those
Your
are.
dad.
Oh my god.
That's your father.
Seems like these ones are more fruity compared to the South American. Those are more chocolatey.
Yeah.
I mean, is that typical? Is that
Yeah, so Ethiopians, in particular, but not necessarily where they're grown, how high they're grown, how they're processed, and if you're super interested in this stuff, just ask me any questions about anything. I know I'm going to cut you off because what it comes down to is it really, that's when I'm ordering from Sweet Maria's.
sure JMCD 311?
Whoa, now
There you go.
P. Brogan has just stepped up to the plate and swung. So look at that, swag beans all around. You guys have brought the heat.
This is very fruity.
Yeah, so the notes that comes to that is that Sweet Maria's will give me a pretty specific rundown. So this is what I get when I get a bag from them. I get this little
That label.
high-tech label. It just looks like they printed off on a computer. Although they are the, kind of the bellwether, they're still very small. Specialty coffee is still a very, very small community, even though I think it's like huge. That's all I've researched on. Like, there's not
It's
many
not.
of us.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's lemony.
Yep. And it's a little acidity on the. I can
Little bit.
already think about how I'm going to change the brew up, but what I can then go on the website, know where they got it from, how it was grown, how high it was grown, all of these things that I want to support my bro and my bro's wife, but they didn't give it to you.
Maybe. Give it a minute, Rogren. See
Yeah.
if you get the first on your name.
Oh, I'm sending a letter. We're starting a letter writing campaign right now.
There you go. Maybe you can only have one or the other, the first or the star.
No, we got to get that boy the star. So we'll get you something, P. Brogan. In fact, I'm going to change that star out.
He has the star.
Well, I'm going to change the star out to be something channel specific. I'm going to make something.
Oh, you can do that.
Anyway, so I get all this information provided to me from Sweet Maria's, and that helps me when I'm buying it, so that when I'm offering things that I think the people that I'm making stuff for like. And that's kind of tough to do when you are
Did get swindled.
No, we're going to rectify this. If I have to call Mr. Twitch himself, Dr. Twitch, we're going to do it.
I see what JMCD 311's talking about now. Yeah. Lady boy. I didn't know.
I just wanted to give him a hard time. I got you, Jim. We have to call Jeff Bezos ourselves and get that damn first. We're going to do it.
Yeah, you got that number?
Yeah,
You
1-800
make
Amazon.
those calls?
I talk to Amazon every day.
I know someone that might. My brother. I didn't.
Anyway, that's Paul, by the way.
Yes.
Prepped.
Oh, no time.
So, Annie Wagon. So, what that allows me to do is really kind of tune into what I think the people I'm roasting for like, which in a roundabout way that brings us back to Twitch. If you get roasted coffee, that's why I thought the farmers market would be so cool, because how cool would it be if I could be really, what I'm finding is people just don't know a lot about coffee. The more that they know about coffee, the better it tastes and the better experience they're having. I think you guys can attribute to that just the conversations that we've had about coffee. I think have enlightened some people and just really kind of expanded. And I'm not an expert at all. I'm the furthest thing from it. Like, I've just started drinking coffee 7 years ago. Now I drink a lot of coffee, and I do like spending a lot of my free time studying coffee, just because I think I'm not going to get into all that tonight. That's for another show. But
After hours.
what it boils down to is I was like, okay, so this Twitch is a good place to try out the farmer market idea. We'll bring people in, we'll roast coffee, I'll talk about what I'm doing, I'll talk about the flavors, and we'll see if there's any interest in that. And I mean, I think there is. I mean, I figured when I first told you I'd do this, I figured I'd be talking to cockroaches every night, and we've gotten a very loyal and
Yes.
dedicated following. And it hasn't been easy getting people over to Twitch because none of us really know what Twitch is. Now, that brings me to my next kind of tirade. But first, let's take any questions from the chat. These are random questions, please, only. So they do not have to be directly tied. But if you have any questions, this is I want to open the forum up.
I'll put a question
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Jeannie Lynn, are the boys sleeping?
What a selfish question.
I know.
Want some coffee?
You gonna make?
Speaking of P. Brogan supporting the stream, thank you, P. Brogan.
Yeah, P. Brogan. That's probably one of our most useful Christmas presents, or was it birthday? Whatever it was.
Christmas.
Christmas.
So I feel
Probably
like
one of our most useful we've ever gotten.
maybe I'll just break it, and
Fun.
that's always a great Christmas gift.
Yeah. Really is.
When we did.
This one. Oh, this. Okay. That's the one from. So this he's doing a Honduras. We had this morning actually, and it was really good. It was darker than what you typically roast. So and it had a little bit more of caramely kind of chocolate flavor, which typically him and I don't drink a lot of that. So it was a nice.
A little lighter than an espresso roast, but it's kind of mirrored off of what you'd be looking for from espresso.
All three of them
All
are
three
sleeping.
of them are
That's,
sleeping.
that's good. Yeah.
We can increase our viewership by like 50-fold if she stops on.
Yeah, I could bring them coffee. I'm gonna go with maybe the Buc-ee's. You guys have favorite coffee mugs? Because we have so many coffee mugs.
Now, once people find out you like
Yeah.
coffee, it becomes pretty easy to buy you gifts.
Yeah, and Buc-ee's is a classic. One of my favorites.
All three. The working sink. So if you watch some of the early streams, here's a big change.
Yeah.
You have water.
First we had no sink. Then we had a non-working sink. Now we have a working.
We've had professional guests here with a non-working sink.
You guys think about doing a coffee and a bourbon show?
You know, I get that a lot, Pete Brogan, so yes.
I was gonna say I hadn't, but I
think
think about it
I
now.
think because bourbon and coffee are tasted. I mean, well, first wine and coffee are tasted very similarly, but that sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll bourbon it up, try to expand our horizons a little bit. Now, I'm not a big drinker, but I'll do anything for this. I'll do anything for you, beanheads.
Yeah.
How about this? Everybody say Buc-ee's. Make great everything.
Yeah.
Makes great everything.
Everything. Buc-ee's does make great everything. You could do a whole show on alcoholic coffee
Yeah, we could.
combos.
But that could be
Alcoholic. That's not, I meant.
That'd be a weird show. We'd have to build that one up pretty high.
But I mean, there's all kinds of coffee. There's like Kahlua mixes well with it. What else?
That's definitely gonna be a Fat Beans After Dark.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, have to take a little coffee break here because it's
It is a coffee show.
it is a coffee show, so we got to drink the coffee that we make. Well, I'm not drinking it. How about their coffee? It tastes like the inside of a cow's mouth.
Have you ever had Bucky's coffee?
Yeah, I mean it'll get you across the country. It'll get you to where you need to go. You taste the bourbon, and the bourbon bros would drink the coffee. Share the craft. We got to find these bourbon bros. Does anyone know about KC Bourbonites? Does anyone know any bourbon bros? I bet you got some bathtub brewers down there in Arkansas. Some of that that cracked corn for the chicken falls off the back of a truck. Old Billy Bob scoops some up in the back of his truck, takes it home, makes himself a nice bit of bourbon.
Goodness.
Nice bit of craft bourbon.
Hey, maybe we should try and get Fat Beans coffee. Bucky's, help them out. Yeah, I don't know that I ever had Bucky's coffee, so I can't speak to it.
There is no bat signal. There's only the fat signal. Put the fat signal out.
What does that look like?
Coffee. This. Put the fat signal out.
Come on, turn this one on. They can watch you do it. Preparation. So Paul, I will say that my bracket has been completely busted, as with most people, I'm sure. Once Ohio State lost, mine was pretty much done. So, since you helped us out tonight and subscribed, I will cheer for Arkansas the rest of the time.
Well,
How about that?
I think he only has them going to the
Oh. Well,
but I think he's
either
one
way,
of,
it doesn't matter to me anymore.
He's one of the few people who believed in him.
Yeah.
Woo pig. Is that a thing? Woo pig?
Big Suey? Is that a thing?
Okay, so what we're doing here is just putting 100 or so grams in, letting it bloom for about 30 seconds. Coming up. It's gonna kind of agitate it just a little bit. Carbon dioxide to the top. Pour it in there.
Think those are pigs?
I think those are pigs.
Pretty impressed that
Yeah.
you're able to find those.
Your emoji skills are top of the line. Top notch. Hebrew green. Okay, so now we're just going to, I like to just put about 150 quasi-circular motion. I guess this would be called clockwise.
I was gonna say, what's a quasi circle?
I just sometimes I break the circle. I'm not like our friend
You don't follow the
Kit
line?
Ross. I'm not go hardcore on this round.
That's
I just want the coffee. I mean, yes, I have a system that I think makes good coffee, but I just want the coffee. I want the baby. I don't want the labor pains.
So why don't we tell them while you're finishing up this? So our goal is hopefully at least a couple times this season for the end of the summer to get some beans at the farmer's market.
Yep. So that is and it's funny how the things that we did for the Twitch show are starting to line up for other things we want to do for the business. We found out in order to be like legit through the farmer's market, we needed to have what's called a commercial kitchen, which is only just means a kitchen beyond our kitchen that we use for like feeding
It
ourselves.
has to be a kitchen specifically for whatever you're making, whatever product you're going to sell. So
And lo and behold, because we have a
This-
sink, as long as we put a refrigerator in here, which we got the space and power for, we are set to go. So that's going to actually be what throws a lot of people off. That's going to be a pretty easy transition.
Our music. Let's
Well,
see.
I never turned it on.
Oh.
But because we give our viewers what they want.
Right. Asking.
Here in First Class, we essentially let our
We basically let our first
class passengers do whatever they want. You can name that movie. Yeah. Just like that, P. Brogan. Or in the ether, as they say.
So we are working. We're in the process of applying for the certified kitchen license. Then we'll application to the farmers market. And is there space available in the farmers market? I'm guessing. And yes, I've talked with whoever runs it, and they rotate throughout the season who has spots. I think they have a good, they have a good handful of people, of vendors that do the entire season, and then I think they intentionally have others, whether they're new or they only sell, certain things part of the season. They rotate throughout, and they also then have different vendors on Saturday. And so he told me that they always have openings, they're always rotating, they're always taking applications. So I mean, I don't think that we plan to be a permanent fixture at the market, at least not this season, but if we can at least get in a couple days, I think it would be, because you can do either a full season, a half season, or just rent a space for a couple days. They're really flexible with how they allow you to set it up. So I think if we can get just a couple days, that would be a really good marketing tool for us and really help us promote in our community, especially because it's right down the street. So that's our goal for the end of the summer.
And so I think what we want to do is we want to bring Judy 2 over there and just do essentially what we've been doing on Twitch. So you come to the farmer's market, you ask me any questions about coffee, and I can roast whatever you want, whatever you pick out. I'll bring some greens. We'll have, obviously, if people are in a rush, we'll have some already made. But if people want to go shop, walk around to the other stalls, come back in like 7 or 8 minutes, and I can throw them a bag of hot from Judy coffee. I thought that would be pretty cool. Now, here's the number 2. So if you were unfortunate enough to catch the High Day show, you saw Julie and I. We were in Key West. Well, no, the Keys.
The Keys. Unfortunate enough. Come on, that's a little harsh.
It was a little. It caught Fat Beans as weak.
A little sloppy, maybe, but.
Well, it had been like 2 years for me since I had tasted the
Probably
old
longer for me.
the old devil's cough syrup.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, we were on vacation.
we were on vacation. We didn't even need a driver.
Yeah.
We were on foot.
We were literally right there.
It was what we called it in college. We hoofed it. Anyway, so
Not for me. I can't see it yet.
we were there and we were walking down the street.
Yeah, James CD 311. Will definitely whatever input ideas you have, let us know. Now that Brian is up and running on Judy 2 and comfortable and able to make bigger quantities, we've got a good group of people that we sell to right now that have been doing it regularly, but we're ready to expand. And
yeah, I don't think, it's not that. I think what we're doing isn't going to like explode into a huge coffee business because I naturally have, I just want to do the high level stuff, artisan, cook to order, batch it up, and just do it like that. I just want to provide that as a service for the people around me. And I don't think it's ever going to be like quit my job, but I don't want to do that. I just want to roast coffee. I want to have the best coffee in the world, and if I have extra, which I like roasting coffee, I like learning about it, I like challenging myself, have it, sell it out, but
be able to share it with our friends or family, people.
So with that notion, though, I was kind of worried about this farmer's market, not having a big enough roaster. So we're in the Keys, and we're walking, and I see a coffee roaster. Well, if you know me, and many of you do, I'm not very outgoing. Like I would never make a good salesperson because I just
Which is why JMCD, we
Yeah.
need your assistance in that.
I mean, I would say I have a bubbly personality, but
Bubbly?
bubbly,
Would we say bubbly?
bubbly.
Okay.
So
So
get
we're
that-
walking.
So we're walking,
Uh-huh.
and so we walk in there, and it's just it's a guy and a gal, and I come in there, and the first thing I see is
No, first we walk by and Brian's like, "Should we stop?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And he's like, "Maybe we do it tomorrow." And I'm like,
no,
"No,
I didn't.
yes,
I will dispute this.
no." I was like, "Let's go in."
I've edited history.
So
I wanted to go.
I gave you a little push to go in, and
Well-
then I couldn't get you out.
So I walk in. They have about 3 of these, and they have about 3 of these. They have no espresso machine. They have no drip coffee machine. They're just
Don't they have a Chemex?
yeah. They got a Chemex,
Uh-huh.
and they're just
Doing
got-
exactly what we're doing right here.
no artisan style, like nothing. Like Kyle would have been like shut them down. He would have been like you're out of business.
Yeah.
And they got the whole island lifestyle, which is a lot of out there. I go in there and she's like, "Hey, you looking for something?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just I'm a home coffee roaster, so I had to come in here." And this guy, like a beard, he comes out and he's like, "He's a home coffee roaster," and they like embraced me
Yeah.
like to a minute. Like Julie was now out. Like I no longer knew where she was.
I was out there. It was actually a farmer's market,
And he
ironically
started.
enough.
Yeah.
So I was out looking at stuff, and Brian was in there. I mean, for a good hour
Oh, an hour and a half.
at least, talking to him.
And so we just start kind of just shooting the breeze. And I'm like, "So tell me your story." I'm like, "Do you like run this shop?" He goes, "I primarily do farmers markets all up and down the Keys all week long." And I'm like, "Oh, so you roast in here?" I'm like, "Do you have like a big like roaster in the back?" He's like, "I use a 1 kilogram roaster, which is the size of Judy." He points to it. It's the exact. It's not a Judy, but it's
Very
the
similar.
similar size.
Yeah.
He says, "I take this to the farmers market.
Uh-huh.
I roast coffee for them. They walk around. They come back. They get the coffee. They love it." He says, "I initially started. All I wanted to do was roast beans for commercial companies." He's like, "But I'm selling bags to people at these farmers markets. He's like, I have this shop because it's right by a farmers market, but
Yeah.
he's like, we're farmers market people. Like that's where we make all of our money. That's where we make all of our customers. He's like, me and her, like we used to be cooks. We were gonna cook in the Keys. We're not even looking for cooking jobs anymore because he's like, people just love to have fresh coffee. They've never had specialty coffee. They want to know about the story. We tell them about the roasting. We tell them how to brew it." And I'm like, "What's your barista experience?" They're like, "None." But when you have fresh coffee, he's like, people never get the opportunity
Yeah.
to really drink, quality fresh coffee. They never get to have specialty coffee. And I'm like, "Well, aren't you ever worried that specialty coffee is like a little bit over people's heads?" They're like, "Nope." He's like, I have coffee here. I make an AeroPress at the show. He's like, and they buy a bag. He's like, most of the time if I make an AeroPress for somebody, they'll be back to buy a bag.
And I mean, they had some like creamers and sugar and honey, something that they could put in to doctor it up a little bit, but they weren't making any other kinds of drinks besides just pour over coffee. And
He's like, we do a cold brew because cold brews at farmers markets, he's like, they hit home runs, especially when it gets hot. And very similar to what we were doing. So
yeah, right? Telling you.
we're not moving to the Keys because
Okay.
we can do it right here because he's not here. He's there, man. He's crushing us at the
Yeah.
Keys. But the kind of the light bulb to me was, yeah, I mean it works. I don't know how.
I think it showed you. It was basically Brian's vision come to life. It
was like I was
cool.
talking to myself 2 years from now, where he did it. He's like, I used to worry about all that stuff. He's like, I just do it. And that's so.
But maybe we revisit that JMCD because I'd moved.
So we came home, like we're working with Austin Taylor, who made our design. So shout out to Austin Taylor for this Slick Fat Beans design. We're working with him. He's designing us a website. We're going to try to make it as easy as possible for people to order. especially local. So if people come to the farmers market, so we have business cards, all all the digital paraphernalia. But we should have a website up maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks. It sounded like he would need to get it up and running, and it's going to be simple, pretty sleek, easy to use. But you'll be able to see what offerings we have and be able to order right from the website. And it'll be
it's time.
pretty easy.
It's time, for lack of a better word. We gotta stop pussyfooting around, and that word still allowed to be used in 2021?
Is that appropriate? I don't know.
I don't know. So
Fine with me,
do people have pussy feet? Like, is that offensive to them?
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway. So we're just gonna jump right in, and we're gonna figure it out as we go.
And as far as the Twitch show, I think that this is going to continue to be a platform for you to connect and learn, and hopefully, yeah, totally legit.
Good.
Hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to incorporate the selling of the beans, roasting, and have people that are able to actually get to watch what they're going to do.
So I like the farmers market because it's the Twitch show to, I think, a broader audience.
Yeah.
And I think it's what you guys already get to see. Now I know it's more of a visual ASMR, or some of you are, just being supportive of what we're trying here, and
Which we appreciate.
we do. So we're trying to build this thing. We're trying to build the airplane in the sky, and our coffee business is kind of like our Twitch. We just people ask us things, and then we're like, sure, we can do that. And we push some buttons.
We're just trying it all.
But so what I want to ask you guys is a lot of you guys are hardcore bean heads, but you're not in the local area. I can add shipping easily to the website. Is that something that you guys would be interested in? Even if you were saying, like, I'll buy 1 bag a year, because you guys are the ones that I'm actually targeting, because you get to watch the beans. You're really what the farmers market, I hope, will be, but which is already that. So
yeah, so for people, anyone watching that live locally, because what we've been doing now, essentially, friends and family that, so if oh hey Jay Divine, so if anyone living outside of the area, if you would be interested in having it shipped, that's what we want to know. And it wouldn't be paying the full shipping. Would it just be,
I don't know.
charge
So
on the coffee? Well, we'd figure it out, but we just want to know if people would be interested in actually buying it and having us ship.
So what we would do is the website would just calculate and do all the shipping,
Yeah.
and it would just print us the label. So you would know what the shipping was going to cost before you bought it.
Right.
So I think we'll do that, because drive it to my house. I mean, I always will when I come. And you can come. You know where I live.
Yeah.
You know where you've roasted your own down here. You've literally been a part of the process.
Give Rogan a break. It's gonna be pretty busy up soon, so
Yeah, I know.
we'll
Maybe
bring. You'll need some coffee.
we'll get you.
Rogan.
We'll
bring
fill a
it
whole
to you.
diaper bag full of coffee for you, big cat. Anyway, so we'll add that element, because I think you guys are at the premier spot, because what if, let's say, you start ordering coffee pretty regularly, like every other month or whatever, because we are going to offer 2 sizes. We're going to offer 16 ounces, which is bigger than what you would normally get from a grocery store, but we're also going to offer 8 ounces. So if you're like, I'm a very hardcore coffee drinker, I need that big fat bean bag, I need the fat bag, we'll have the 16. We'll also have the 8. Would anyone be interested in a 12? I know there's not a ton of people, but we're thinking about.
A 12 is typically like a pound that you get in the
Did you
grocery store,
switch
correct?
coffee with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit confusing. A 12 ounce is what they consider a pound, but it's because it starts as 16
Green, yeah.
ounces when it's green, and it roasts down to 12.
Yep.
So we're trying to figure out the sizes. We want a full 16, which is a lot of coffee. 12 ounce would just for those lighter coffee.
An 8. So that's everything we're just trying to figure out with the.
Just the
with
logistics.
The offering. Nope, fat bags for everyone. All right, well, fat bags.
I mean, that's what we think, but
Hey, welcome back in. I can never say it. Can you? Now this is Jay Brogan from the chat.
Yeah, black.
Gaga Black.
Gaga black.
So welcome in. We just made a little.
Gaga black.
We just made a Chemex. If Gaga Black, since I said I would brew.
I like the way you say
Gaga Black.
it. How long would it stay good? Good question, Jadevine.
So you would. So you would be able to freeze it per se, but
But it
especially if
also,
you're-
remember, it'll stay good for fairly long if you don't grind
Yeah.
everything. So you grind it just when you're ready to drink it. How long will those be?
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, so, and that's, I mean, pretty conservative.
Yeah,
A lot of
absolutely.
people will push it longer than that.
And if you're keeping an airtight container, and we're gonna have airtight bags, like we're gonna get the
Yeah.
legit bags and everything. So
Then, I mean, I would say probably at least 3 weeks is pretty typical.
yeah, so yeah, we'll definitely. We're getting the website figured out, and that way, like that's kind of again, that's the idea behind Twitch when I started, is that if you guys are ordering bags, so if I see, let's say Jay Divine orders a bag, or Gaga Black orders a bag, Gaga Black gets a bag.
That's my favorite name so far.
It'll be easy for me just to put it in the title and say, okay, tonight I'm roasting this one. I can come in like I've already been doing with you guys, roasting for myself, and then just start production roasting. The nice thing is that let's say you maybe say I want to try, I'll read you the flavors that are available, because I do get like a lot of roasters notes. So I get roasters notes of it is, you know, if you go light, it's going to taste like this. If you go medium, it'll taste like this. It'll go dark. Now, I will always roast them medium, dark, and light for myself, just so I know. But then you can say, hey, now if you get it, and then you order it again, and you say, I want something similar to that, but this time I want you to go a little bit darker. I want you to go a little bit lighter, or I want to mix it up. That's kind of what the Twitch will be able to do, and I think is pretty cool. That's definitely something in the coffee community that's not something anyone's doing yet.
Yeah, it's very unique. You can customize this
It's kind of what
to
our
your own flavor.
it's kind of what our Key West pal was doing,
Right.
just really without him doing that.
Which, by the way, so what is this I'm drinking?
This is
Honduras?
this is actually a Honduras that I ordered.
This is really good. If anyone likes the little bit darker kind of caramel chocolate type of flavors, not very fruity, not acidic, I would highly recommend.
Yeah, and this will be one of our first offerings. In fact, I'm gonna try to
excellent.
do like a cold. I'm gonna really try to get a cold brew to come out of this. I think
Yeah, it's
That's
very
that's gonna be it's gonna be
very
really
smooth,
flexible.
very consistent. I like this one.
So that's that.
So we'll keep you posted when the website is up and running, but we definitely add in subscription or a shipping option, and hopefully one day
Yeah, that's a whole.
that's a whole nother
that's
thing.
for the
But
next.
shipping, yes,
That is more of a next state of the Fat Beans Summit kind of show.
not quite yet.
Not there yet,
Getting
but
ahead of myself.
that's why it's good for us to do this, because I think we get so few opportunities just to sit down and talk. We are pretty busy parents, so it's just nice. I think I told Julie that we were going to do this tonight. I was like, we're just going to go down on Twitch. We'll have your parents come over, watch the kids, and we're going to just sort some of this crap
Yeah.
out, because
As I said, Brian, what are we going to talk about? And he was like, we'll figure it out.
3 months
Like,
ago,
okay.
like I just got on Twitch and started twitching, and I had no plans of
Twitching.
streaming. I had no plans of really anything beyond just screwing around, and I think I'm noticing like a kind of just enough, I think, that I can service a community that's looking for some specialty coffee or wanting it. So a lot of you have tasted it and said that's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
there is a difference. So
Yeah, we've gotten really good feedback.
Yeah.
So I think now that you're comfortable on the new roaster, we're ready to continue growing.
yeah, I think so.
I like
That
it so far.
the only other thing I think what we're at right now, or at least me, is what's your guys' feeling about Twitch? Like, and I want to kind of open it up, because there are a lot of couple of reasons, and we can get into some of these if you're wanting to know. But I think with as far as coffee goes, I'm not really looking to turn this into a huge revenue stream. Like I said, what I wanted is I wanted to be able to record my thoughts. So if someday if my sons just want to see what this, like my father never did anything. All he did was worked every day, and sat on his phone and looked at ESPN. So I want them to look back and say, my dad did try something. So even if this thing flames out and doesn't count anything, I wanted to be able to create something of a legacy. That kind of sounds cheesy, but I liked it.
Something they can look back and get to know you a little bit better, from this age.
But one of the complaints we do get is just, I don't know what Twitch is. I don't want Twitch. Now, all of you have made it over to Twitch, and you're here. There are revenue streams. There are like promotional streams. So if you were to just donate, like some of you are throwing out subscriptions, I can keep track of all that. So let's say you get to a point where you've gifted enough subscriptions, we can do a show for you on the stream. Or let's say
roast you a free bag of coffee.
Let's say you have subscribed for a year and you've been a loyal beanhead and you've never had a bag. I can roast you a bag and send you a bag because I'm like, you've watched for a year, you've been here,
Right.
you've been a
We want to give you
diehard.
some perks. Want to show our appreciation.
Let's say you haven't subscribed, you haven't, but you've just been here and you've been watching and you're here every day and you've collected all the fat beans points.
Just a loyal follower.
Just someone who's just here and says, I'm not gonna let this idiot talk to himself. I'm gonna come in and be his one follower. I'm gonna be the one viewer that night.
That's what you-
We'll roast you a bag. The thing about Twitch is it lets me keep track of all that, whereas others like YouTube and Instagram, it doesn't give me as good of a long-term tracking of what the viewers are doing. So I like that, but I really want to get your guys' feedback because if you were like,
what do you think? I mean, do you think Twitch? Brian, I know, really likes it. He likes the interactive part of it. Do you think it would be easier or
are you telling
more functional if it was on Instagram or YouTube or something beyond Twitch?
Yeah, are you telling people and they're like, nah, I'm not doing Twitch, which is a very real thing. I mean, obviously, again, you guys have all migrated, but...
Well, and we know that Twitch as a platform wasn't made for something like this initially. It was for gaming.
Yep.
So that's primarily the people joining Twitch.
So, I mean, that's kind of... Okay. Skeptical at first. Now I'm on Twitch. I'm with it. See, and I think that's... And I know you were, because you and I have a direct line to each other, and you were very, very skeptical, but I think Twitch is actually really built for streaming, and I think it does have things that keep you guys as the viewers engaged a little bit. And as we stream more, like we're probably never going to be the 50,000 viewer. Like we're maybe 10. 10 was always my dream, but as far as what I'm wanting to do, it really meets a lot of those expectations. So I was hesitant to get on Twitch, but I like it now. Super easy to use. And I mean, it is owned by Amazon, so it's always going to be at that high server level. They tend to be the internet. They've the service provider of the internet, so it's always going to be dependable. My thoughts are this. Depends on what you want it to become. I'm one of those resilient to Twitch initially. I like it. Resistant. I like it now. I will get my buddies to come over. Doubt it. But my age profile is different than perhaps the target audience. And that is the legitimate criticism about Twitch. And it's not just about your age. Like
even my age.
like it's
people
don't
really know what it is unless you're part of the gaming community.
It's been very, very tough to get people to come over. Now for me personally, like you guys have come over, and if it's good enough. But
every YouTuber is doing a Twitch stream, so if you do something in real time like roasting, you can stream it on Twitch, but if you want, you can upload roasting videos to YouTube. I like both, whatever works. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing, is I've just been kind of storing all of my videos on YouTube. So it sounds like even the people that are using YouTube aren't really utilizing that YouTube live function. I think, and I when I first got into it, I think there is an ability to find people like Gaggle Blag Blag who just, I think I've changed that name saying every time, but who, just kind of stumbled in and, and I think I want to catch those people, even if it's just a couple who are somewhat interested in learning a little bit more about coffee, even if they know nothing about coffee, that are just saying like, I find this interesting. It's a nice break. from some of the stuff that's on here.
That's fun because we
Yeah.
have such a good loyal following, and we appreciate so much every time you guys log in. And then whenever we get new viewers that come in, I know that's super exciting for you
Yeah.
because you just be able to educate and help people understand the world of coffee and love it like you do. So it's been really fun to see those new and to see our loyal people every time.
Right, because if I can like educate one person, and really, full disclosure, if you don't know, I'm educator by trade. Like that's what I do.
Yeah.
In the real
No
world.
surprise that he likes to.
Yeah, when I'm not wearing the
Lecture.
Superman cape, when I'm just Clark Kent around, I'm a lecturer by nature. That's how I've been
Yeah.
able to fill so much dead air when it feels like nobody's listening to me, because I do that 5 days a week. But anyway, it's just I would rather be able to talk through some of the nuances with one person, and
Yeah.
if they say I've only done this type of coffee, and I want to try something, but I'm a little bit nervous, what should I start? I would rather be able to training wheels, because I wish, and this sounds kind of corny, but I wish someone would have told me that, because when I first started drinking coffee, I had all the same premonitions. Like I only had diner coffee. It tastes like dirt. I don't like it. I don't want to get addicted to caffeine. I hear coffee's bad for you. And it's just false.
Yeah,
Like,
lots of.
it's actually, I think, one of the best kept secrets we have in the United States. I mean, in the world is coffee. I think other people know about it. I think Americans are starting to figure it out.
And it seems like a lot of places outside of the U.S. people embrace it a little differently. They know it more in its true form instead of kind of the doctor be like.
Most artisan coffee roasters that I talk to are not from this country. They're
Right.
from Taiwan, they're from Belgium, they're from the Netherlands, they're from tons and tons of different countries, and mostly
The Key West roasters
Yep.
that we met were from Haiti.
she was Haitian.
Haitian,
I don't know if we ever. He was from Miami. And,
Yeah. But
I read that Americans do not drink enough caffeine, and I agree with you, people. I think they drink the wrong kind of caffeine.
I was gonna say yes. I think they probably drink it in a
They drink
the wrong
soda. They drink
version.
soda and Monster Energy
Yeah.
drinks, and I think
yeah.
if they can get it better. Can't speak specifically to roasting, but as far as BBQ, Instagram and YouTube is overwhelmed with BBQ, and that's
Yeah.
my problem with Instagram and YouTube is that it's a black hole. It's overproduced, and I think I really like the idea that I can say I'm streaming tonight, go
Right.
into my basement, flip it on, and just start shooting the breeze.
Yeah, and there are very few, if any, actually roasting coffee people on Twitch.
And that's tough. Like I think that's been one of our
Yeah,
one of the things is that it doesn't have a big culture yet.
but like JMCD 311 said, maybe we're ahead of the pack. Maybe this is coming. Like I said, Twitch started out as a gaming service, but slowly the food and drink category keeps getting bigger. So maybe this just
And I like it.
it's on
I
the
mean,
rise.
I like that it's just a place where we can come like this. Like
Yeah.
we had no intentions of doing a stream, and this has actually been very cathartic for
Yeah.
our business plan.
Yeah.
I think we are really being able to put things together, and
Connecting, yeah.
it's
So, I mean, it sounds like I think we stay the course. Stick with the Twitch. I like the idea of uploading it to YouTube and doing a little bit more to promote that so that people have access and know it's there. That, like you said, can be a black hole, but who knows? You
And-
never know who could find us on YouTube.
Speaking of YouTube videos, I'm going to drop a challenge for all the beanheads, everyone in here tonight. You know how I feel about Keurigs. They're not coffee. Now, they are what they are. They're a caffeine distribution machine, and they're very reliable. I have the safety, like I said, I have the safety pouch. I will pull the Keurig if I forget coffee. All my coworkers have one. We have one in the building. But
Has that ever happened to you?
it used to before I started roasting my own. Now
Okay.
it never
I
happens.
was going to say, I can't even imagine.
Caffeine is a nootropic, very healthy for the brain. It's
Yes.
good for your hippocampus. Helps
Yes.
your hippocampus stay supple, which wards off things like Alzheimer's. It also helps you get your memories. I'm so old, I remember hating it.
hating email. That's funny.
So
I sometimes hate email right now, so I get it.
here's the challenge to all the beanheads. If you post a link into the chat any day of yourself, now you can only post this video once, so I guess you go out and find the internet, of you destroying your Keurig machine, straight up baseball batting your Keurig machine, saying Fat Beans told me to do this on the video, and just bashing it, I will send you a free bag. I will send you a free 16-ounce bag of coffee, no questions asked. I'll roast it up for you because you're on the path. You're heading down the right
Mashing
road.
it like what's that show? Office Space.
Yeah, like
And they're crushing.
yeah,
the
you got to play.
copier.
You have to play the Office Space
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
You have to play the Office Space rap music,
Uh-huh.
and you have to smash your Keurig. If you post that video of saying
Or
Fat
just
Beans,
send it to us and we will put.
Fat Beans told me to do this,
Yeah.
and you smash it, I will send you coffee, and also a list of now how do I get my coffee.
Now what do I do?
I will teach you everything you need to know. But that is the new. We'll call that the Fat Beans Challenge.
That means challenge.
It was starting with all 7 of you tonight here in the stream. Can I post a link in this thread? I think you can.
so.
And
Probably.
I don't know. Let
We should test it out. I'm sure you can. I've just never tried that.
me see if I can modify.
Is the Mipsa?
No,
here?
I think he's napping out.
Yeah, you probably can, but we can play with it. So what happens if they don't have a Keurig, but they maybe use a Keurig at work? What
No,
if they?
well, they break their work.
They
if you,
can't break their work Keurig. Don't
if-
do that.
no,
we're,
if
we're
you-
not promoting that.
I'm reading a book. What are you
That's
reading?
it.
Tell us what you're reading.
Can you post a link in this chat, like in the comment box? That's okay.
No, that's all right. That's probably better. That's probably a better
Yeah.
way to watch. Anyway, if you're at work, usually if someone tries, it bans
Oh.
them for like 30 seconds. You have to type like,
Oh,
that's a lot of stuff, man.
yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And if we can, then you send the link to us and we'll post it on our Instagram.
We're building the airplane
Yeah.
as we go. But
See, good thing we asked. Thanks,
Anyway.
Thanks, Brandon.
didn't ban anyone.
We don't want to get anyone banned.
Yeah. But bottom line, you smash up your Keurig, and I think if maybe
We're gonna have a lawsuit from Keurig.
bring it. No, he won't, because he's upset because he ruined the environment.
Yeah, he actually, the inventor of Keurig, has come out and said,
Yeah.
like, but I really effed up.
Maybe he should invent like a Nobel Peace Prize, like Nobel did.
How to clean those things or something.
No. So Nobel invented dynamite, and he
Okay.
felt so bad about the destructive power of it, he created the Nobel Peace Prize.
Really?
Big facts.
I did not know that.
Now you do. The
Wow,
host and
that's-
moderator has to permit them to post the link first. That's usually how it is. And the host and the
okay.
moderator are right here.
Right here.
Maybe we'll have to make B Misfit a moderator just because
I know.
his
Yeah.
his extension.
Brandon, we might have to up your
Yeah, you might be getting
abilities in here.
you might be getting modded just because we don't know
Your
what the
permissions.
we don't know what the hell we're doing. I can't mod you from here. All I can do is destroy you.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, well, good chats tonight.
So remember, make those videos. If you do break your work one, that's 2 bags.
No, don't do that. I won't promote that. I don't
Say-
want to get anyone fired.
Say, I'm here at work, and Fat Beans told me to do this. You smash that work Keurig.
Don't do that.
I really hope someone does it.
Maybe they just crush the little Keurig thing.
No.
Okay, that'd be the whole
There's Robot.
elements. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. Welcome in, Robot. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. Now, with all of that said, not only am I doing roasting shows, but we'll continue to do shows like this, and we have a big show, a really big show, that Kyle Ross and I are planning. He got the green light from Messenger Coffee to let us come in and just, I don't even know. They're going to let us stream from Messenger.
Messenger Coffee, if you are not in the Kansas City, area, is probably the biggest, most well-known
Oh, their presence,
specialty coffee here.
their coffee presence over the next 10 years is supposed to like completely cover the Midwest.
Yeah, they're
So they're taking their specialty
big.
coffee. They started out as a coffee shop, and they've slowly absorbed many of the big coffee places. In fact, there was a coffee company called the Roastery here. Messenger bought them.
oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if it's a clump. It's just
Sure.
it's
But Messenger is what they sell at the place where Kyle works, correct? Messenger is what they sell at the place where Kyle works.
Yes.
So that's how Kyle has a hookup, has the in with Messenger. And they are allowing Brian and Kyle to go in and stream live from Messenger. And that's what you'll
Did Johnny Carson say at JMCD, or was that
damaging company.
Firewall Events Bill Lumberg? Can't say I'm missing it, Bob. Anyway,
We should go watch that.
oh, we will. Anyway, now we have to.
Yeah.
It's the only movie I have
Yeah.
on Blu-ray. Is that?
So that show will be super exciting, and that's coming up in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, they're letting Fat Beans into the Emerald City.
I don't know if they're gonna regret that. I don't know, but it's I think a really cool opportunity. You'll learn a lot.
I mean, they're like I said, we're gonna get to see how the big guys do it.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing because they do it well. Like they're not
they're good.
leading the pack because they're making bad coffee.
Yeah.
They're providing specialty coffee for a city that doesn't have specialty coffee. Like when I was in Houston, we had specialty coffee coming out our ears,
Yeah.
and it's just not here. And I think some of you don't get it either. So let's rectify that. All right, guys. Well, that was good. I think that was cathartic. That was good for me.
Good for us.
Hope that was good for you.
Good.
I drank a lot of coffee, so now we can go watch
Now
all
we
the
can
movies.
go watch our movie.
But thank you. I think that answers a lot of
Yep.
questions. We also figured out we got some new subscribers, so
Awesome.
thank you to all of you that subscribed. Really thank all of you that watched. I mean,
Yeah. Thank you guys always.
this was, like I said, this is never meant to be like a big push monetarily. Now, any money that we really get, we'll always try to pour back into the stream because you guys are the community and let's just build it.
That's right.
But Gaggle Black Blag, you said it best.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Stay caffeinated.
And you'll be roasting this week, Brian, I'm sure, and we will keep you updated when
Mon-
you're headed into the mothership.
Yeah,
Whenever
so
you're going into.
Monday and Wednesday for sure I'll roast.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing some experimental roasts, and if we get any sort of requests from now until then, I'll hit those requests. But as always, stay caffeinated, be easy, and I will see you guys on the other side.